Shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Baha, Racha Kodash, to the men of great millstone, pushing the gospel through the four corners of the earth. Shalom, double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone who taught us his truth, and to a sincere Aqua, that will be your sisters, along with the other believing men. Shalom. And a brother posted this article in the group, right? And it caught my attention. And it says here, House passes bill to implement changes to motor vehicle registration and certificate of fitness services. The plan was to skim through the article, but what the brother did as well, he screenshotted a comment that had all the important points from the article, right? And I figured I would capitalize on it because I want to make the lesson as short and edifying as possible. And these are the key points. So I'm gonna just read them, and then we grab some precepts, and then Lord willing, you'll be edified. So it says here the key points, right? 6 of them. So number 1, the bill that was passed, right? Parliament approved the Road Traffic Amendment Act, right? 2025 on July 1st. Number 2, note, digital transition. See that? Digital transition. Starting July 21st, 2025, fitness and registration certificates will be digitized. Eliminating paper certificates and physical decals. So you see, we see where this is heading, right? That's why I'm entitled lesson the way I'm entitling it, right? Or I'm gonna entitle the lesson the way that I plan to entitle it, which is the circle is getting smaller and smaller. See? Because what we're witnessing, including the whole AI thing, chat GTP thing, you understand? A lot of programmers, well, I wouldn't say programmers, a lot of Microsoft workers the other day, lost their jobs. Many of them. I might do a lesson on that, Lord willing, right? But all these jobs that AI can replace is going like crazy. So you can see the expanse, of the technological advancements. You understand what I say? Things that they were saying that would come to pass within a 10 to 15 year span, it is happening within 1 to 2 years. So this is speeding up. Everything is going digital, right? To fit that whole agenda that the B system plan to roll out. You understand what I say? Which is going to lead ultimately to that Revelation 13 verse 16, that mark. But I'm going to get to that shortly. Let's finish. So they're planning to digitize all of these things, you understand, that are necessary for navigating this life as it is, right? Number 3, certificate validity. New vehicles, fitness valid for 5 years, and other vehicles, fitness valid for 24, 20, or 6 months based on category. There will be no more physical checks. See that? Motorists will not be required to present physical documents to police. Penalties for non-presentation removed, right? So you won't have the police pulling over anybody, and checking. And if you don't have your documents on you, you get a ticket. You understand? Which sounds good to the ears, right? Number 5, reduce costs. Longer validity reduces frequency of renewals. Fair enough. Lowering costs for motorists. Efficiency boosts. Supports faster, more efficient service through data integration. Keyword again, across agencies. Data integration. That chip can hold up to 15,000 pages worth of information. That's more than enough for each individual. You understand? This is a part of the broader reform into government's wider plan to modernize public services via technology, speed, initiative. Fuck you, it's not your plan. This is not the plan of the government of Jamaica. This is ultimately coming from Esau. You understand? The so-called white man. This is his plan. This is the plan of the elites. because they want to get everybody, right? They want to get everybody information centralized in a way where you're easily traceable, because Esau have that God complex where he wants to see and monitor everything you do, right? So he can control you. Is me, and the prophets, we know all of this. The men of Yahweh Shemi Shai, we know all of this. See? Oh boy. So now we can bring out the Revelation 13. Right? This wasn't really intended to be a long one. Alright. So this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And by now we're supposed to know this. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That mark is talking about what? The micro CHIP, right? Because if you say certain words, the video will get strike. You understand? And this proves that we are very on point with what we are saying. And, they're hurt because we know this and we're filtering it through prophecy. You understand? So the algorithm have certain trigger words that when you speak, when you say certain things, they can strike the video or even the channel. And I've been a victim of that. But yeah, and when you break down that word mark, you go back to charagma, you know, which is an imprint or a mark, right? And then when you go into the root word for that, you get carax, which is that instrument, right? The instrument that is used to pierce the skin. And we know they're going to use a syringe to put the CHIP in the skin. And when you go in the root word for carax, you get grapho, which goes back to written information. Digital information is on the CHIP. You understand? Everything. And they're going to compile even your driver's license, everything, your ID, birth certificate, and all of that is going to be on the CHIP. See? So we see where all of this is headed. But in spite of all of this, right, we have to be faithful to Yahweh Shemi Ashai. We have no intention to take it, right? Because we know there's a penalty for it. I think it's about I think it's in Revelation 16 chapter there about, right? There's a penalty for it. You know what I mean? So our plan is really to be faithful to Yahweh Shemi Ashai even unto death. Right? Be faithful. Revelation the 2nd chapter verse 10. Fear none of these, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful, it's be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Point there, be faithful unto death. Because, as we know, they're going to be locking up people for not taking the CHIP. The circumstances will be created where people that don't take this thing or people that speak out about it, will be ostracized and demonized and, killed, right? Shut out from society. You understand? You don't have it, you won't be able to function in society. The vision is clear. And, Great Millstone is the only camp that has been speaking, and the like-minded men that have been really pushing this thing, right? That yes, that's the mark of the beast, right? The CHIP in the skin, and Neuralink have one that goes in the brain from, for the more upper class people who can afford that one. You understand? So we see the prophecy is complete where that is concerned, as it relates to the understanding of what it is. One in the hand, one in the head, and we have people scoffing it, right? But the scoffing has gone down a little bit because people are realizing that, this thing is really coming to life a lot sooner than they expected. Yeah. So that's why we don't build no life here, right? I mean, we do just enough to get by. Thankful to Yahweh Shemi Ashai for which Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father. But Hashem just means in the name. Yahweh Shai is the true name of the man who they call Jesus, right? His name is Yahweh Shai. That's his Hebrew name, right? So a kingdom is being prepared for us. And that's what we want. This is not life here. This is a big, they have turned this world, Esau, you know, the so-called white man, the rulers and his rulers at top have turned this world into a human zoo, right? A prison. We're not living. Every day is a different payment for something, right? And the whole world is just oppressive. I mean, nobody can really thrive here, right? You have look at Zimbabwe. Is it Zimbabwe? Yeah, Zimbabwe have a $1 million note. Who did that? Who destroyed their economy that much? Esau, the so-called white man. See? So these men have turned the world into a prison, a place that is not, to the point where some people, you have Americans crashing out the other day, right? About all of these payments that they have to make and all of these charges and bills, and they're crashing out because living in this world has become very, very, very expensive. So people are wanting to die, rather than live and pay all of these bills. But we have hope in Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, right? 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 13. Go and ye shall receive. Pray for few days unto you. So we are not hoping to die, right? But we are praying for fewer days. We're not going to culture that suicide mindset like Esau, We just want the days to be shorter because we know if the days are shortened, then the prophecies are going to come to pass faster and Yahushua is going to return much quicker. See? So that's what we want. We're hastening the days, right? Pray for few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. Con. Beautiful. That's what we want, the kingdom. Wherein dwelleth righteousness, right? New heaven and a new earth, new rulership, and the earth will be renewed. So all of this shit that's taking place will just be a bad dream. Is me I say. So in all of that, we have to unplug from this current society, in a sense where we're not caught up in it, right? We're not planning the next 5-10 years and all of that. Is me I say. Which nothing is wrong with having ambition, but we have to know, what time we're in. It's not the season for planning for longevity in this world. We're in the season to get the fuck out of this place, right? That's the season, Seeing the prophecies come to pass. We're also in a time of war, right? Where nations are getting ready to collide, different world powers, which is going to lead to World War III, which is going to lead to the return of Yahweh Shai. See? Final precept. As I spoke about, not, not being rooted in this current life and not being too heavily invested. See? I'm going to read Romans 12 and I'm going to read verse 1 and 2. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, right? That ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, which is your reasonable service. Yeah, presenting ourselves a living sacrifice. That's more important now than, that the house you want to build, the car you want to buy, you know what I mean? The kids you want to have. In this age, right now, being a living sacrifice for Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai is going to pay off more than that. It's me I say, because all these things are going to pass away. You know what I mean? But being a living sacrifice, obeying the Heavenly Father, reasonable service, prophesying, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, all of these things, you present yourself a living sacrifice unto the Lord, and be not conformed, here's the point, to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And one of the aligned with the will of the Lord is the desire to see this current age destroyed. Esau, the so-called white man, taking out of power. You know what I mean? So when Christians talk about the will of the Lord, right, they don't understand the will of the Lord. Anybody pushing sweet Jesus, That white image that they worship does not understand the will of the Lord. You know, because that very white image that they worship, right? That's the people that Yahweh Shai is going to put in slavery. Hey, hey man. Christians flip out when they tell them that the so-called white man is going in slavery. They can't handle it. You know, but guess what? That's a part of the kingdom that is coming for us. You see me? So the renewing of the mind is repenting, renewing the mind comes through repentance and understanding the prophetic flow of this time, you know, and pleasing Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. You see me, I say, a renewed mind will comprehend that we are now living in the end times and it's not time to be rooted here. You understand? And we have a few more prophecies to go before Yahweh shall make his return. So we not take no chip, other one Rataza, Lord willing, we will not. Because we know what it is, right? And we don't want to be slated for automatic destruction. So yeah, point has been made. Lord willing, the lesson was edifying. Kalalal Yahweh Shim Yahshai. Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai. Shalom.